Hello and welcome to Moneycontrol. I have with me the Chairman and Managing Director of Indian Oil Corporation, Shrikant Madhav Vaidya. He will be talking to us about the company and about the energy sector in particular. Mr. Vaidya, welcome to Money Control. We are at India Energy Week, and the Prime Minister spoke about all the initiatives that the government has taken up. The interesting thing, of course, is the shift towards cleaner sources, and you have made a big bang move in that in the green hydrogen space. You have an excellent tie-up with Renew Power and L&T, and you have already started on the firm. Help me understand, how are you turning the grey hydrogen to green, and what kind of targets do you have on that?
See, hydrogen and refining industry go hand in hand. Right? It's a raw material for me. So when I talk of hydrogen, basically it's grey hydrogen today. But unless I create a demand for green hydrogen, the cost of green hydrogen will never come down. So the purpose of Indian Oil going in this way is that I have already got the demand of hydrogen. I don't have to wait for hydrogen mobility to come for consuming the green hydrogen. So I'll make green hydrogen and I'll progressively phase out my grey hydrogen. So by that effect, I can get the cost of the green hydrogen down to that 111, which is the need of the hour for us to be really competitive. So that is the way we want to go. We will not wait for hydrogen mobility to come, but our industrial sector, refining sector, will be consuming the green hydrogen.
Mr. Vaidya, the other thing that I wanted to understand from you, we were talking to other experts who are here. We spoke to IEF, and one of the things they said was that while clean energy growth will continue, hydrocarbons still have to grow, and that has been the stance India has had for many years now. So on that front, I wanted to understand the volatility that we have seen in the crude market. What is your take on that? Are we out of the volatile phase, or what is your take on that?
Actually, I'm not qualified to answer that question, whether we are out of the volatility phase. But yes, there was a volatility, and we really don't know how it will take off further. So I reserve my comments on that because I'm not really knowing how long this phase of uncertainty will continue. But yes, fossil fuels will continue to play a dominant role in our energy pie for many years to come.
So help me understand on the petrochemical front, a lot has happened in the market, in terms of the margins, in terms of the supply chain disruptions. Going ahead for the next fiscal, I mean, we are almost towards the end of FY23. How is the next fiscal looking for petrochemicals business?
Petrochemicals is an integral part of Indian Oil's growth story. We have a term called petrochemical intensity. That means how much of crude I convert to petrochemicals. We have a figure of about 7% now. That means 7% of my crude gets converted to petrochemicals. Petrochemical is basically the non-combusted use of crude oil. And we intend to take this 7% to 15% because petrochemical protects us naturally from the volatility of the market by way of uncertain cracks. Plus, India is a big importer of petrochemicals, so it makes all the more sense to make it here.
We were talking to the minister earlier, and he has been batting for the OMCs for a very long time on the kind of losses you have made for keeping the prices stable. Again, one of the things he said is that there are still under recoveries in diesel. Given that situation now, and given the fact that crude has softened and you have not really changed the prices now, how confident are we that we could end this financial year in the green in terms of the performance of the company?
I think Minister already said enough. I wouldn't like to say anything more. So let's wait and watch for the FY to end and we'll know the answers.
So you're also looking very in an interesting space in terms of the recycling and the PET recycling products, and it's a very different business from what you have done. But you're looking at an end-to-end solution in that space. What kind of investments are going into that, and how significant could that business be?
See, Indian Oil is not always restricted to business. This is a beyond business initiative. Because being a leading corporate in the country, we feel it is our duty and responsibility to do something positive for the environment. So this particular initiative of recycling is in that direction. As a responsible corporate, we have launched a grade called Cycloplast that is recycled polymer grades. In polypropylene already it is happening, and this PET bottle initiative also a step in that direction because this is something that we cannot be looking away the reality. So we need to do something for the environment. We need to do something for the growing plastic menace that is happening, and this is a step in that direction.
Fair enough. So, a very interesting announcement in the budget was an outlay of 35,000 crore that has been kept for the Ministry of Petroleum. And can you give us a sense on how that could be used? Because the minister also said that the OMCs would be using it and other PSUs would be using it. Give us some sense on how that can be used.
Actually, there was an announcement for the energy transition one budget. There is an announcement for green hydrogen budget, announcement for the biofuels. I think we are waiting for the details. And as Indian Oil, we are there in all the spaces. So we'll work out how we can avail those budget announcements in the coming year.
So one final question. I mean, you are diversifying into new clean energy and a lot of new interesting spaces. How easy or tough is it to get talent into the sector right now? Because a lot of companies are getting into green hydrogen, for example. Do we have enough talent pool, and what are you doing to grab the best of the talent pool?
Reskilling is one of the ways by which we are going ahead, and we have got a pool of people coming in every year. So we have changed the way we are training them, not only in the conventional business, but also in the new business. And as Indian Oil, you're aware, we only take at the frontline level. So it becomes all the more important for us to train them at a very young age so that they are there when the economies of scale happen in these new forms of energy. We'll have a ready-made talent pool available.
All right, sir. So thank you so much for talking to Moneycontrol, and we'll continue to be in touch with you. Best of luck for the next fiscal.
Thank you.
That was Chairman and Managing Director of Indian Oil Corporation. Thank you for joining Moneycontrol.